The hospital was quiet, the steady rhythm of nurses moving through the halls and machines beeping the only sound breaking the silence. But that calm atmosphere shattered suddenly a thunderous roar, so powerful it rattled the walls, echoed through the corridors. Every head turned in shock. What was happening? And then, the big doors at the end of the hall burst open with a crash, revealing something no one could have predicted. A massive tiger stood in the doorway, but the shock didn't end there. Nestled beneath its chin, like a fragile treasure, was a baby tiger, trembling in fear and whimpering softly. The entire hospital froze, nurses screamed, patients stared in disbelief, and doctors rushed to assess the situation. This wasn't a patient with a simple injury. This was a wild, dangerous tiger. Yet, to everyone's surprise, the tiger didn't charge. It stood still, its golden eyes scanning the room, completely calm amid the chaos. Its presence was both frightening and majestic, an animal of immense power standing in an unfamiliar, sterile environment. Amid the hysteria, one person remained unaffected, Grace, a nurse with a brave heart. She stepped forward, ignoring the panic around her, her focus solely on the giant tiger. Its eyes met hers, intense, curious, and a bit fearful. Grace's heart raced, but she knew she had to act. Mr. Thompson, the hospital's security chief, grabbed the phone, urgently dialing 911. But Grace understood they didn't have much time. She calmly instructed everyone to stay back, then moved closer to the tiger. The tension in the air was thick, but Grace's courage never wavered. Slowly, she guided the tiger and its baby into a nearby room, stocked with medical supplies. She locked the door behind them, her thoughts racing. Why had the tiger come here? What was the connection between them and this hospital? It was a mystery that weighed heavily on her mind. As the minutes ticked by, the sound of sirens grew louder outside the hospital. Animal control and police rushed to the scene. Grace remained calm, keeping a close watch on the tiger and cub. The tiger's trust in her seemed to grow, though it never fully relaxed, its eyes still watching with suspicion. The baby cub, wrapped in blankets, appeared to be recovering under Grace's care. But Grace couldn't ignore the pressing questions. Where had they come from? Why were they here? Hours later, Dr. Andrew, a big cat expert, arrived at the hospital. He looked at the situation with the calm expertise of someone who had dealt with large cats before. What's going on? He asked. Mr. Thompson explained the situation, and Dr. Andrew turned to Grace. You managed to calm the tiger? He asked, impressed. Grace nodded, still keeping a cautious distance from the animals. She's calm for now. The cub seems better, but we need to figure out what's going on. Dr. Andrew wasted no time. We'll need to move them to a special facility where they can receive proper care. He reassured Grace. We'll sedate the tiger just to keep her calm during transport, and the cub will be taken in a secure, comfortable box. Soon, a specialized team arrived with the necessary equipment. They sedated the tiger, and Grace whispered softly to her, "We'll take care of you and your little one." With teamwork, they carefully transported the tiger into a large crate, and the cub into its special transport box. The truck carrying them left for a wildlife care center, where they would undergo thorough examination. Once at the center, veterinarians and wildlife experts took charge. The tiger, though still large and intimidating, seemed grateful to be out of the crate. She sniffed the unfamiliar ground with curiosity, while the cub, now wide-eyed, appeared both frightened and fascinated by the new surroundings. In the days that followed, a stunning discovery was made. Genetic testing revealed that the baby cub belonged to a species thought to be extinct. This revelation sent shockwaves through the wildlife conservation community. Meanwhile, Dr. Andrew began investigating the origins of the tiger. His team uncovered a disturbing truth: both the tiger and cub had been part of an illegal trafficking network. This discovery exposed a hidden world of wildlife poaching and trafficking. The news quickly spread, and the world took notice. The tiger and cub were no longer just animals. They were symbols of hope and the importance of protecting endangered species. A press conference was held, and Dr. Andrew called for stricter international laws to combat poaching. The public, moved by the story, rallied behind the cause, pushing for greater protection of endangered animals. As time passed, the tiger and cub story continued to inspire worldwide efforts to protect wildlife. Grace and Dr. Andrew, forever changed by their encounter, became advocates for conservation. Their work and the animals' survival efforts symbolized the power of compassion, teamwork, and a shared mission to ensure that wildlife can thrive. Hope, the cub, became a living testament to the power of conservation. With her as an ambassador, the research center flourished, bringing experts together to protect endangered species for future generations. The story of the tiger and cub remained a beacon of hope in the battle against wildlife trafficking, inspiring a global movement to protect our planet's most vulnerable creatures.